And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party.
Good decisions, bad decisions, and fate. Everything is intertwined. Some choices echo through your entire lifetime, shaping your legacy, while others are just fleeting moments, lost to time. Sometimes, it's better to wait for the right time. After all, not every opportunity needs to be seized in a rush for the spotlight.
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage!
I admired him, I respected him, but I never envied to become him. He sighed, the weight lifting off his shoulders. But as history has shown us, the most powerful decisions often come when you least expect them.
Surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? It's hip hop is the Wild West. So
let me take you back to the 90s, when the hip hop world was chaotic, thrilling, and unpredictable. A real Wild West. Back then, two names were making waves in their own ways: Ice Cube and Diddy. Ice Cube, the guy with sharp lyrics and a raw voice, had already cemented his rapper, writer, and actor legacy. On the other hand, Diddy, smooth-talking, flashy, and business-savvy, was building his empire, one beat and one party at a time. But how did their paths cross? Ice Cube and Diddy worked together in the studio on a few records. Cube never denied that Diddy was good at what he did. He played some great music back in the day. His work was solid, no doubt about that, he said.
Gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. He had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. I really kind of, lost contact with him.
But their relationship wasn't exactly what you call a close bond. Sure, Diddy invited Cube to his infamous parties, those star-studded over-the-top events where celebrities mixed, mingled, and made deals. But Cube? He never showed up, not even once. Man, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine, Cube later said, shaking his head. I ain't never been to a Diddy party, ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people's parties. They just ain't what I'm in it for. That's Cube for you. Straightforward, grounded, and focused. While Diddy maintained his connections through wild gatherings, Cube preferred to keep his distance from the glamour. And that's just how it was. They worked together and respected each other's hustle, but they weren't running in the same circles. The hip-hop scene back then was fast and ruthless. The good, the bad, and the ugly came with the territory, and you either adapted or got left behind. Cube and Diddy? They adapted, just in their own ways. But as the years rolled by, the distance between them grew. By 1994, Cube and Diddy had completely lost touch. Cube admitted he felt bad about it at first, like maybe he should have made more effort to stay connected. But then again, maybe losing a contact was a sign, a quiet warning of what was to come. Because in a world as unpredictable as hip-hop, you never know what's waiting around the corner. And now, here we are. Sean Diddy Combs, once the life of the party, the mastermind behind Bad Boy Entertainment, and the name synonymous with power and success, is sitting in a prison cell. Gone are the flashing lights, the lavish parties, and the adoring crowds. He's away from the world he built, his family, and everything that once defined him. It's a confusing image, isn't it? Diddy, the king of the scene, is reduced to cold, lifeless walls. But Ice Cube, he saw something coming. Cube found himself sitting in an interview. Sure, he respected Diddy's work, it was undeniable. But respect alone was never enough to get Cube to one of those now infamous parties. He always kept his distance from that scene. And now, looking back, he's relieved he did. But Cube didn't hold back about what he thinks about Diddy's current predicament. I believe he's being targeted, Cube said. his voice steady yet suspicious.
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah, I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Okay. All right. So you think he's being targeted. So you don't think, Shook said, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis.
Cube went on to say that for a long time, Diddy was cool. Everything seemed fine until it wasn't. And now, it feels like someone, somewhere, decided that Diddy would be their next target. Cube's words carried even more weight during a recent concert at the Yamava Theater in Highland, California. He stood on stage, addressing the crowd with the confidence only decades in the game can give you. Almost 40 years of rocking the mic, and I'ma tell you right now, he declared, his voice booming through the theater. Me and WC ain't never been to a Diddy party, mother effer. The crowd erupted in cheers, but Cube wasn't done. He leaned into the mic and added, "You ain't gotta worry about us on them mother effing tapes." The tapes. That's what had everyone buzzing. The court indictment against Diddy had revealed details of the so-called freak-off gatherings at his homes, wild parties involving drugs, workers, and God knows what else. It was a side of Diddy that had been whispered about for years, but was now laid bare for the world to see. Cube's comment was a line drawn in the sand. He wanted it known that he had never been part of that world. The more Cube talks, the more questions arise. He respected Diddy, but he never joined his parties. He thinks Diddy is being targeted, yet he's quick to distance himself from the fallout. It's a strange dynamic, isn't it? Almost like a push and pull. Admiration, mixed with suspicion, respect wrapped in relief. Was Diddy truly caught in a web spun by powerful enemies? Or is this a case of his past finally catching up with him? What does Cube know that the rest of us don't? If things weren't messy enough, Ice Cube dropped yet another bombshell. He speculated that Diddy's son, King Combs himself, might be the next person to face public scrutiny. Rumors began swirling after a confrontation involving Diddy's sons, Justin, Christian, aka King Combs, Quincy, and singer Ray J at a Halloween party in Los Angeles. The party, hosted by influencer Tara Electra, quickly became the stage for rising tensions. According to eyewitnesses' accounts, the Combs brothers didn't show up just to celebrate. They came with a message. Ray J's public criticisms of Diddy had struck a nerve, and while the details of the confrontation remain murky, one thing is clear: things were about to get ugly. That is, until an unexpected peacemaker stepped in, none other than Chris Brown. But why were Diddy's sons so worked up? Some speculate that Ray J knows far more about Diddy's past, and maybe his present, than he's letting on. His comments have repeatedly touched a nerve, not just for Diddy, but seemingly for his entire family. Ice Cube's own remarks only add fuel to the fire. Speaking from his decades-long experience in the entertainment industry, he hinted at the pressures and secrecy that come with fame and power. Now, the spotlight has shifted to King Combs. Many ask, is he being used as a shield to protect his father? Or is he willingly stepping into the game? Rumors about the FBI's growing interest in Diddy's dealings have only added to the intrigue. Could King Combs be drawn into an investigation that's already shaking the foundations of bad boy entertainment? Publicly, the Combs family is standing firm. In a joint statement, Diddy's children expressed their unwavering support for their father, calling this period devastating. They denounced the conspiracy theories and false narratives surrounding Diddy, urging the public to see the humanity behind the headlines. Even Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, has spoken out, labeling the legal accusations against her son as a public lynching. But her words came with a twist. While fiercely defending her son, she also hinted at complexities in his past. He hasn't always been truthful about certain things. she admitted. It was a small but telling comment that raises questions about how much of Diddy's story remains untold. Ice Cube's reflections on the industry only deepened the mystery. He spoke of how power often brings with it secrecy and manipulation. "It's not about talent or hard work, it's about control," he said, offering a rare glimpse into Hollywood's darker undercurrents. Some fans believe King Combs could be the next domino to fall. Meanwhile, Diddy himself is fighting his own battle. On September 17th, he pleaded not guilty to the charges brought against him, but the judge denied him bail, not once, but twice. Now he sits in a cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, awaiting his trial in May 2025. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has painted a picture of a man wrongfully accused. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, a self-made entrepreneur, a loving family man, and a proven philanthropist. Agnifilo said in a statement, he spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and uplifting the black community. But even Agnifilo couldn't deny that Diddy is a complicated figure. He is an imperfect person, the lawyer added, but he is not a criminal. He emphasized that Diddy has cooperated fully with the investigation, even voluntarily relocating to New York in anticipation of the charges. "These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide," he said. "The clock is ticking. His trial is months away, but the weight of the accusations against him grows heavier by the day." And with new questions emerging about his family's role in this unfolding drama, it's clear that this is far from over. But what do you think? What's coming next for him? Let us know in the comment section below, and if this got you intrigued, check out our other Diddy stories on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more.